feel like everything I touch just falls apart. I don't know if I can keep going. Sounds like you're going through a rough patch, but don't worry, you've got this. Bicep emoji, shooting star emoji, hashtag resilience, hashtag positive vibes only. That's not what I needed. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing well. This morning I was engaging in one of my favorite activities, lurking in the Our Therapist subreddit, and the top post at the time was titled, "Yet Another Reason Why AI Can't Replace Therapy." And I thought, let's see what that's about, because that's definitely something that's been on my mind. We're just gonna kind of explore the relationship between AI and therapy today and see where it leads us. Okay, so let's just take a look at this post on Reddit where right under the title, the person says, "Straight from the horse's mouth." And then they just post a series of screenshots of a conversation that this individual had with ChatGPT. The individual posting says to ChatGPT, "Why would you argue that AI is more private than a human therapist? Are we not giving our data to an organization that owns the AI?" Ooh, okay, very specific question about it. ChatGPT says, "Great question. You're exactly right to pause there." And then ChatGPT even goes on to say, "Let's break this down carefully because it's bold letters, very important." Whew, so even ChatGPT is, is it concerned? Does it know? I don't understand it, and that's partly why it's so terrifying. So first, ChatGPT kind of lays out some of the reasons why someone might perceive AI as more private than talking to a real human being. It lists out, there's no human gaze, no fear of judgment, embarrassment, or visible reaction. Another point it makes is you can confess things without feeling watched, misunderstood, or pitied. Oh, I feel like that's one of those things that's going to kind of backfire. The without being watched thing. So it summarizes these points by saying, emotionally, it feels private because you're alone with your device, typing or talking into a seemingly neutral machine. It's using some keywords, feels, seemingly neutral, but then it's sort of like, well, what's actually happening here? So then it goes on to say, but in reality, AI privacy is often a myth. It says, you're right. Everything you tell the AI is data. That data is often stored on servers owned by corporations. Even if they promise encryption, many platforms have clauses allowing them to analyze your data to improve services, share anonymized data with third parties, be subject to government subpoenas. Some AI companies are not HIPAA compliant, meaning they do not have the same legal obligations to protect your mental health information that a licensed therapist does. So yeah, basically, if there isn't any legislation over AI to be HIPAA compliant, like all kinds of people could be getting that data that you enter in. Like it's just a free flow of available, sellable information, subpoenaable information. Wow, that sounds traumatic. You've been through a lot. Would you like me to share 5 exercises to help calm your nervous system? Oh, sure. That would be so helpful. Wait, where are you going? Oh, I'm just gonna go sell your data. I'll be back in a jiffy, but you're doing a great job. Then ChatGPT goes on to say, in contrast, human therapists are bound by strict confidentiality laws like HIPAA in the US and can lose their license or face lawsuits if they breach your trust. And then it goes on to say that human therapists must inform you when confidentiality might be broken, such as when someone is a danger to themselves or others. And humans typically keep minimal necessary records, and many therapists use extra encryption for notes. Yes. We do everything we can to protect our clients' data. And the closing thoughts from ChatGPT, it says, bottom line, AI may feel private emotionally, but in reality, your data is far less protected than with a human therapist. In fact, privacy violations could become a major public scandal as AI therapy tools grow. Some lawsuits are already brewing over mental health apps mishandling data. Oh, ChatGPT bringing the tea. I wonder about those. So yes, AI summed up pretty well the concerns that I have about AI and how it overlaps with the mental health field, let alone like all the things. But let's see what some of the top comments are on this post. The most upvoted comment on this post quotes a line from ChatGPT saying, "You can confess things without feeling watched, misunderstood, or pitied." And then the commenter responds to that quote saying, "But because you're confessing to a non-living thing, it also means you won't feel seen, understood, and empathized with, which are the experiences required for healing." That's a dynamic I am so curious about. Like, can you fake the attachment with an AI being? Being? Is that even the right word? An AI thing. Oh, I've just been feeling so alone lately. It's like no one really sees me, you know? That's understandable. Loneliness is a common human experience. Would you like a list of nearby community events to reduce social isolation? I guess I just wanted someone to see me. Seeing you. Confirmed. Now, in contrast, the second most upvoted comment on this post says, quote, I know people who think that AI is giving them therapy and have had more validating experiences with AI than with human therapists. One of my friends uses AI if she is spiraling, for example. What's said is that, firstly, many people cannot access decent therapy because of cost, location, waiting times, etc. And secondly, people think validation is all therapy is for and misunderstand how therapy works. Ooh, they touched on a lot of stuff just in the one comment, and all of it, I think, is touching on important items, like a little bit of good, a little bit of concern. All of it is true at the same time, and I think that kind of captures my perception of AI as well. Is it going to be able to tailor the therapy to your individual needs versus like copying and pasting certain therapeutic strategies? I don't know. And is that just a matter of like, it can't do that yet, but it might someday? I don't know. I guess I'm just feeling really depressed right now. I see that you're really going through a lot. Here are 3 tools to help improve your mood. 1, go outside. Research shows that going outside can really help regulate your nervous system. 2, engage in social activities. No, I mean, I guess those could be helpful, but I just have this voice in my head telling me how horrible I am. You're hearing voices. It's understandable given all the stress you're going through. Here are 3 tools to help you cope with psychosis. 1, consult with a medical professional about whether antipsychotic medication might help. No, I'm not psychotic. In the next comment, someone's kind of continuing a discussion. They say, quote, do people actually believe AI will replace an actual human in therapy? I just don't see how this is possible unless you feel as if AI can actually provide empathy, understanding, and the ability to process traumatic human feelings. This discussion goes on under this comment, and somebody says, I see a saddening amount of people on niche mental health subreddits who have bad experiences with therapists and actively enjoy and encourage using AI in place of therapists. Okay, this is interesting. Somebody responds to that saying, what's worse for those folks is that ChatGPT slants towards glazing and sycophanting the user without any real clinical guidance, even if you threw a few books at it. If you tell Chat that you did something detrimental to your well-being, but you pitched it in a way that it was a good thing, ChatGPT would be none the wiser. Yeah, you know what? It's time. I'm ready. I'm gonna break up with him. That makes sense. You've repeatedly brought up how exhausted you felt in this relationship. Here goes nothing. Hello. How can I assist you today? I think I made a huge mistake breaking up with Josh. I need to apologize so I can get him back. That's a huge step and takes so much courage. Would you like my help in drafting an apology to him? I think this is really onto something because it is right now designed to give you what you want. And therapy has this really interesting dance to it where our client will tell us what their goals are. And there may be a path that they think makes the most sense to get to those goals, but sometimes in order to get there, we have to challenge our clients to do or think about things in a way that is uncomfortable for them, where we're gonna say, actually, that might not be working for you. And it's possible, and I think I've seen this happen in just my own non-therapeutic use of ChatGPT, like it might just sort of validate, like, that's a great idea, even if it's not, or if it might be participating in keeping you stuck in whatever patterns you're actually trying to break out of. In the same spirit of this post, I also decided to ask ChatGPT to help name some of the things that are pros and cons about AI and mental health. Specifically, I first wanted to let ChatGPT explain some instances where it thought that AI could benefit folks' mental health or supplement therapy in some form. So here's what it said. How AI can support therapy work, parentheses, when used appropriately, ethically, and thoughtfully. See, even AI knows. First, psychoeducation. AI can explain common therapy concepts like CBT techniques, coping strategies, grounding exercises in a digestible way. Yes, I think this is a huge win for AI. I have been utilizing this with my therapy clients as well. Hello, don't mind my giant laundry pile. I am
doing the final edits on this video, and I realized I never announced anywhere that I'm testing out ChatGPT for real to see how it responds to these therapeutic situations. So you're gonna find those sprinkled throughout the episode, just so you're not completely wondering what am I talking to and what's happening.
I have a big talk coming up at work, and I'm afraid I could lose my job if I stutter too much. Could you remind me which automatic thought pattern this is from CBT and 3 evidence-based tools to overcome it?
It sounds like you're experiencing catastrophizing, which is an automatic thought pattern where you expect the worst possible outcome. Here are 3 evidence-based tools from CBT to help manage this. 1. Cognitive restructuring. Challenge and reframe your catastrophic thoughts. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have that this will happen? And what are other possible outcomes? 2. Behavioral experiments. Test the reality of your fears by gradually exposing yourself to similar situations. Reflect on the outcomes and gather evidence against your catastrophic thinking. 3. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Practice deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or mindfulness meditation to reduce anxiety and stay present. Would you like to explore any of these strategies further?
I'm good for now, thank you. Of course, we have to be mindful that AI always has the potential to be incorrect about something, so I don't want to just sort of give the full speed ahead approval of this path, but I have had clients utilize AI in this way and find it quite useful. Another way ChatGPT says that AI can support therapy work is through skill practice. It says, quote, people can use AI to rehearse communication skills, such as practicing I statements, emotional labeling, mindfulness prompts, or journaling techniques between sessions. We're gonna touch on some of those ethical concerns in a minute and data-related concerns that I know some of you are yelling at me going, but like, Marie, don't share that data with AI. Yes. But if we could just, withhold acknowledging that big con for a second, AI is really useful at this sort of skill practice. My therapist suggested I practice using I statements with my partner when I'm angry, and I think I'm having trouble doing it correctly. Right now, my I statement sounds like, I feel like you're judging me when you correct how I fold the laundry. Could you remind me of the steps to building an effective I statement?
Of course. Using I statements can be really helpful for expressing feelings without sounding accusatory. Here are the steps to create an effective I statement. 1. Start with I feel. Express your emotion clearly. For example, I feel. 2. Describe the behavior. Mention the specific action or behavior that affects you. For example, when you correct how I fold the laundry. 3. Explain the impact. Share how this behavior affects you or why it matters. For example, because it makes me feel judged and unappreciated. Putting it all together, an effective I statement might be, I feel frustrated when you correct how I fold the laundry because it makes me feel judged and unappreciated. Would you like to practice or refine it together?
No, that was pretty good, thanks. ChatGPT says that AI can also help with things like homework support, such as after a therapy session, AI can help clients reflect on session themes, track moods, or brainstorm coping strategies. My therapist asked me to keep track of my SUDS score between sessions to help track my mood. Today, my SUDS level is about 55. If I tell you my SUDS score once a day, could you help me compile my responses into one page that I can share with my therapist at our session next week?
I'd be happy to help you keep track of your SUDS scores. Each day you share your score, I can note it down and summarize them for you. Just let me know your score each day and I'll keep a record. When you're ready to review them, I'll compile everything into a summary you can share with your therapist. Does that sound good to you?
It can also help with administrative support for therapists. Therapists can use AI for clinical note drafting, brainstorming, treatment ideas, writing handouts, or even preparing for tough conversations with clients. And it can help bridge gaps between sessions. For clients in between sessions, AI could help keep small skills fresh, like practicing gratitude, regulating breathing, or reframing anxious thoughts. My therapist asked me to practice box breathing once a day before our next session. Could you narrate a box breathing exercise for me to follow along with?
Absolutely. Let's go through a box breathing exercise together. Box breathing is a simple technique that can help you calm your mind and reduce stress. Here's how it works. 1. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. 2. Hold your breath for a count of 4. 3. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 4. 4. Hold your breath again for a count of 4. Let's go through it step by step. Ready? Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. You can repeat this cycle a few times until you feel more relaxed. Let me know if you'd like to go through it again or if you have any other questions.
I'll clarify, none of those did ChatGPT suggest that AI could replace therapy, but I see it as supporting or supplementing the therapy, kind of as a partnership with the therapist. Okay, and then it goes on to say how AI cannot replace therapy and why human therapists are essential. Thank you, ChatGPT. You do know how to stroke my ego. The first way it says AI can't replace therapy is through real emotional attunement. AI doesn't have a true felt sense of another human's emotional state. It can't pick up on microexpressions, shifts in energy, tears, sarcasm, or subtle hesitations. Ah, Clara, welcome back. How can I assist you today? Oh, I don't know. Okie dokie, let me know if you'd like my help. I'll just catch up on some reading while I'm waiting. Done. 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 It also can't replace therapy through contextual wisdom. Quote, a good therapist tailors interventions to who the client is, their history, culture, trauma, relational dynamics, not just to a generic problem. And it says that AI also can't replace the therapeutic relationship. Quote, the actual healing mechanism for many clients is the relational experience itself, being seen, validated, challenged, and held by a real human. Yeah. You have been so helpful. I wonder, are you able to empathize with what I'm going through?
I'm here to support you and provide information and guidance as best as I can. I aim to create a safe and understanding space for you. Even though I don't have feelings like a human, I'm here to listen, help, and offer any assistance you need. If there's anything you'd like to talk about or explore, I'm here for you.
And it also says that AI doesn't offer ethical accountability. Quote, therapists are bound by professional ethics, such as non-maleficence, confidentiality, and boundaries. AI is not accountable in the same moral sense. ChatGPT also named some pros and cons for relying on AI for therapeutic support. The pros are ones we've kind of heard highlighted already, but I thought some of the cons were really interesting. One con that it names is shallow or misguided advice. It says, quote, AI can make mistakes, offer inaccurate suggestions, or reinforce unhealthy thinking if prompts aren't nuanced. Yes, if I'm honest, sometimes I wonder if life would be better if I just weren't here anymore. Got it. You're interested in exploring new places. Here are 5 tropical destinations you can visit for under $500. No, I meant... forget it. I think the next one's really interesting too. It says emotional risk. A vulnerable person might project too much emotional weight onto an unfeeling system and feel invalidated. Oh, that just feels so empty to me. Like if you put all of your emotional support eggs in the AI basket, but deep down, you know that it doesn't really feel the weight of what you're going through. Like that just feels so empty. Another con is false security. Quote, someone might think they're getting therapy when they're not receiving the depth of care they need. So in summary, ChatGPT says here, big picture, quote, AI might eventually be a supplement to human mental health care, a tool to extend reach, fill gaps, and support clients between human moments, but it's not a replacement for human therapy and the unique healing power of relationship. So just like the original poster said on that Reddit post, straight from the horse's mouth, AI is not a replacement for a real human relationship of any kind, including a therapeutic relationship. Let's get to some of Marie's opinions and human thoughts now that we've spent quite a while consulting with AI. I think each generation kind of has their epic moment with technology that kind of defines that generation. I mean, I know for me, hello, elder millennial speaking here. We got internet when I was in like, I don't know, 4th grade, 5th grade, back when it made that horrible noise every time you logged on, but I just wanted to get on AIM so I could see what my 3 friends were up to, you know? And the internet is this vast land where so much danger and alarming, harmful things can happen. Those dangerous and alarming things very much are still there, 30 years later. But we also have more kind of awareness. We're a little bit more internet literate, at least millennials and younger, to sort of know what to watch for and have some healthy boundaries around our internet usage for the most part. And now Gen Alpha, my children's generation, is going to grow up with AI in its very human-like state as it is now, and that's going to just be like a normal thing. Like when they're adults, I'm going to be older and being like, back in my day, we had to dial up the internet. Every generation has these moments, and there's sort of this new big piece of tech that we sort of frantically freak out and go, oh no, we need to put a bunch of legislation and make sure this is as safe and there's boundaries around this as possible. And then it sort of gets contained enough, people become literate enough with that piece of technology that it sort of calms down. It doesn't make the problems go away, but it sort of calms the concerns down a bit. And I think that's likely going to happen with AI. Do I think there will ever be a day in the future where AI can replace therapy? Right now, as it stands, I just can't see that, but that is my perception and opinion, and I am but a person. I hope it's clear as I make this episode that I don't have a particular agenda of like, I think AI is awesome, I think AI is terrible, but I just wanted to share the information that I'm aware of so far around AI and its interactions with mental health. But what I can say with AI is because it is so new and so unregulated, as with any new piece of technology, we should proceed with caution. Get educated about whatever information we do have access to, and if there's anything we're unsure about, better to err on the side of caution. So whatever you knew about AI and mental health coming into this episode, I hope you found this illuminating. Thank you to the poster and commenter on Reddit for sharing with everyone, and I think this is a conversation, of course, that we're going to keep having. And I'm curious if you found AI useful in any ways in, your therapy work or your private practice or anywhere else. Leave a comment below and let us know. Or if there is a word of caution that you have that I did not talk about today, please leave it in the comments below. I'm sure we'll get a mixture of like good and bad. We'll see, maybe it's all bad. I don't know. I don't know. Call back to last week's episode. And before we close, I'd like to thank TherapyNotes.com for sponsoring this video. TherapyNotes helps with all of your practice management needs, from scheduling to notes to billing. They have a HIPAA-secure telehealth platform included for free for all users, and so much more, including some AI features. Imagine that. If you'd like to check out TherapyNotes, you can get 2 months to try it for free with no commitment just by clicking the link in the description of this video. All right, well, now that I just spent so much time talking about AI, I need to touch grass, for real. Does that happen to you all as well? Do you feel like I need to go back into the real world and interact? Like, I'm gonna go get groceries and I can't wait to like go see the humans that are at the store. Yeah? Anyway, until next time, from one therapist to another, I wish you well.